Hello, boys. Hello, girls. You are now listening and watching episode 1, part 2 of Peter Talks Wrasslin. Yeah, Peter Talks Wrasslin. Yeah, episode 1, part 2 of Peter Talks Wrasslin. Not Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin, but Peter Talks Wrasslin. Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin is no more. And just doing the solo thing now, moving forward. And this is my first solo general wrestling talk episode podcast. And this week, part 1 was yesterday, part 2 is today, and it's the prediction show with the homie Giles. I'm going to keep saying Giles. I got to work on Giles. Giles of the Keda and Jay show. If you don't know this again, Keda and Jay show, Keda, the letter N, and then J, Jay. It's an amazing podcast. They just sit back and talk shit about wrestling. You know, like not shit, but like just talk about wrestling. They do reviews on NXT. They do reviews on Raw, other pay-per-views or what have you. And then Jay also has a movie talk and so on and so forth. So if you get the chance after listening to this to check out the Keda and Jay show, be sure you head on over. You can also find him on Twitter under the J Giles. That is Giles. The J Giles. First of all, I wanted to say, before I go into it, I wanted to speak on, it was such a big part of my life for the past year and almost 2 years. Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin. It was something I was looking forward to every Wednesday. It's not like, again, I'm not bitter. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I just think, there's moments where things come to a head. And you have to make the executive decision how you're going to move from certain moments. And if anyone thinks I'm upset with Jake, or if Jake himself, if he's even listening, he thinks I'm upset with him, I'm not. That moment that we had the thing, I was pretty upset. I was pretty disappointed. But I have no grudge. I don't have time to have a grudge. And if there's a moment where we'll probably have, I can invite him on the show and talk some more wrestling, that's fine. But I think in terms of moving forward, I like doing this solo. I think it opens me up to be able to do more things. It opens me up to experiment and fail on my own, and so on and so forth. So I contemplated uploading episode 88. I did. And Ronnie S., just to answer your question, no, I won't be. It's pretty intense, and I think it doesn't tell the ultimate story. We weren't clicking. There's nothing about that episode that needs to see the light of day. So no, I won't be uploading it. I thought about it. Seriously, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I just went, no. It's not in the best interest of me. It's not in the best interest of Jake. And also, if you guys don't pick sides here, go and listen to Peter, listen to his NXT review, Faster Than the World. It uploads every Wednesday night around after NXT, so around like 10 o'clock, or catch it in the morning Thursday. Again, go check it out. Don't choose sides. If you're a fan of his, fan of mine, you can still be fans of both. And it's not to say that we'll never record another podcast again. It's just that moving forward, Peter Talks Wrasslin, Monday, Peter's Raw Recap, Peter Talks Wrasslin, Peter Talks Wrasslin with, and Peter Talks SmackDown. That's just going to be me moving forward. So yes. Again, I'm rocking the wrestling shirt again. Again, the North Carolina State Wrestling shirt. If you're checking this out, I sell this shirt on my Etsy page, and the link is below. You can also, if you want one of your own states, say you live in Ohio, you live in Minnesota, you live in Florida, you live in Illinois, you live in New York, you live in, I don't know, New Mexico or some shit. I can also do custom states as well. So when you click the link below, the Etsy link below, read the description, and then all the information is there when you go to the Etsy page to be able to get your own state wrestling shirt, or even from another country. All right? So hit the subscription, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, Ellen Japanese, PJTW Central, and yeah, this is our prediction show. Again, we recorded like 2 hours worth of material, and I was like, I'm not going to put this in one podcast. I'm going to put it in two. So yesterday, part one was just general knowledge of who he was, general wrestling talk, and we talked a little bit of Raw. This is our Payback prediction show. A lot of bold predictions, a lot of conversation, a lot of laughter. I really, really hope you enjoy it. So without further ado, here is Peter Talks Wrasslin, episode 1, part 2, with Jay Giles of the Keda and Jay Show, the WWE Payback prediction show. See you in a bit. But it was something else I wanted to mention. Something else I wanted to mention before we go into this. Oh shit! I need a pen. Damn it, pen! Where are you? Because I want to do these. I want to go into this predictions, right? Mm-hmm. And I want to write down who we go. Do you have a pen in front of you at all? You can write this shit down.
Well, I use a notepad on my phone. So
okay.
I'll do that.
Yeah, send that to me. I'll give you my number after I'm done. So, you want to start from the bottom, or you want to start from the top? First of all, we'll start with this. Okay. Vince McMahon will announce if Stephanie McMahon or Triple H, the Authority, or Shane McMahon will run WWE Raw. Who do you think Vince McMahon is going to choose?
All right. My mind is telling me that it's going to be Triple H and Stephanie. Mm-hmm. But my heart is saying that there's going to be the swerve where it's going to be Shane. So I'm kind of
you consider it a swerve?
A swerve in the sense that it's if they because I've had this theory that you got all these NXT people coming up, which is Triple H's baby. NXT is Triple H's baby. Vince don't like the NXT people. So I believe that there will be because I think there's going to be a brand split, to be honest. And what better way to do that is if the prodigal son is back on the side of his father to run Raw the way his dad wants it to be run. And then Triple H and Stephanie has been tossed out into the cold, in the sense, to basically have to run SmackDown.
I was about to say, to run SmackDown.
So, I wouldn't mind that. Maybe that's me kind of being naive or whatnot to think like that, but I think that would bring more attention to people watching SmackDown, because you have the true voice of wrestling right now doing the commentary for SmackDown. So if that did happen, it would make sense in a way. Just like, because I predicted that Triple H was going to win the freaking title at the Royal Rumble, when a lot of people was like, no, it's not going to happen. I'm like, it makes sense because the man hasn't been seen in a month. And if you know Triple H's history, he's not going to just sit by and let Roman Reigns just beat the hell out of him and like nothing ever happened. Uh-huh. He going to pick the right time. He's called the cerebral assassin for nothing. He's not called that for nothing. So Royal Rumble comes, and he comes up. Of course, I thought he was going to beat Roman and not beat Dean, but whatever. But I think that I think it's gonna be some type of swerve in the sense that, Shane, because Shane always takes the side of Vince in the end. He always does. See, now you got me back to thinking the way I used to think, because when you look back at the history of it, Shane has always sided with Vince. Even when they feud, in the end of the feud, some kind of way, Shane is always with Vince.
Look here, brother. Don't you dare say I'm at fault of this. You watched the show. You were holding it down. You were in remission. That's all that was. You were in remission.
Oh man, so when I do the Keda and Jay show tonight, I might end up being back to my old self, because, like I say, in the past,
Hater Jay.
Well, I wouldn't say Hater Jay, but that's probably what people would call me. Yeah, but I mean, there's been an evolution to me over the past few months. I stopped caring whether or not Roman Reigns is cheered or booed. I became a Eva Marie fan.
Oh yeah.
I got the shirt from you. I have my Eva Marie shirt. I'm a fan of the Red Queen, now and everything. But that's all because of what Brie Bella said. But
I got to see her, man. When NXT came to Charlotte,
yeah,
Nakamura, but like I was wearing my Eva Mania shirt. She came out twice. I lost my shit. And she beat that fake Iggy chick. She came out and she got the victory. And she stole the belt. The second time she came out, she had stole the belt from I want to say Asuka. She stole the belt from Asuka. She stood on top of the reps like, I got your belt, bitch. I see you in South Carolina. You want it back. Like, it was good stuff. But yeah, you can speak through me. You can say, well, Peter said this, and I kind of agree with him. Well, Peter said, so you don't have to take the blunt of being hater, because I don't mind being hater, Peter. I don't mind it at all.
But no, like I said, it's like that little part of me is coming back. It's like, it's like I had bumped my head and I forgot who I was for a while. It's like now having this conversation with you, it's like I'm kind of remembering, you used to go against the grain. You didn't just get caught up in, the moment of what you saw the full picture, and I'm starting to see the full picture again.
That's that CTE, man. That's that CTE.
Oh.
See, and also, I mean, because here's the thing with me, it's so fun. It's not rocket science. It's wrestling, and it's like super formulaic, and we've watched this for years on years.
Yeah,
there are moments where they make the right decision, but those are just moments. What they do all the time is please themselves. The McMahons, they please themselves.
Pretty much.
Kevin Dunn, Michael P.S. Hayes, when Dusty Rhodes was in there, in Gorilla, he's making dumbass decisions too. And Stephanie McMahon is almost as big of a blame to what a product is now as Vince is.
Yeah.
It's not all Vince. It's that entire war room. It's Michael Cole.
Cole needs to get another F5 from Brock Lesnar. That's the only time I cheer for Brock Lesnar when he went batshit crazy and damn near killed Booker and JBL, and then he took Michael Cole in the ring and F5'd him. That's the only time I ever cheered Brock Lesnar.
So your answer is Shane.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Shane. Yeah.
All right, player. If that's the case, player. If you think, hey, player, if you think Shane, player, is gonna win that, player. You said Swerve, right?
Yeah.
I think Teddy Long comes back.
What? Teddy Long comes back.
Where the fuck did he go? Right? Right?
What's that been like 3 years now?
He never left. He just vanished. There was no exit. To him.
Well, I always said, when there was a string of those, 6-man, 8-man tag team matches because they was always made during the commercial. I always said that Teddy Long would come out and say, "Hold on, player.
Hold on, there, player.
We're gonna make this. We're gonna make this a triple, a 3-on-3, or we gonna make this a 8-man tag." Or something.
Man, he just come out during the dark, during the commercial break, and he never left. I feel like Triple H, word is Triple H wants to focus more on NXT. I think he has one more round with Roman Reigns. He still has his rematch clause to finish up.
Because he's been working house shows too.
Yeah, and I think he wants to focus definitely more on NXT. That doesn't really put him in a position to be the authority. Stephanie McMahon, this is around the time where she takes a break. To do like family stuff. They've gotten through the weeds, through the whole everything of WrestleMania and stuff, and now it's like breathing time until SummerSlam. Shane McMahon, I feel like it was more of a all hands on deck kind of a situation. So he came in to fulfill this obligation to help his dad or what have you. And the idea of getting the authority out is to, in fact, breathe. Because with the authority, and then even before the authority, it's been nothing but heel general managers. Nothing but. Right?
Yeah.
And it's been depressing. Some of I'd imagine a lot of the drop in the ratings or what have you is because that hasn't been any light at the end of the tunnel. Every time you turn around, the fucking authority, it's some heel general manager. It's fucking over somebody, whether it's Vicky Guerrero, fucking Big Johnny, Triple H, whoever. The fuck has been this heel, Paige, was it AJ Lee was a heel fucking general manager for like 2-3 weeks. And it's just, we're sick of heel general managers. You look at what's happening at NXT, an impartial face manager, Steven Regal, your homie.
Mr. Regal, that's right.
And it's working wonders for that fucking promotion.
Yeah.
So, if I was to make a bold prediction, maybe the only bold prediction I'm making these predictions is that Teddy Long returns for a short period of time and becomes the impartial babyface general manager moving forward. And when he comes walking out, my God, I want you to have the camera on you. You got a cell phone, right? Keep the camera rolling. Because this motherfucker got it right.
Oh, man.
If I get that right, if I get this right.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. If that happens.
I dropped the mic. It's a walk-off. I predicted Zack Ryder was going to win the ladder match. That was a walk-off. This is the walk-offs of all walk-offs.
Oh man, if Teddy Long returns, I don't know what the hell.
How does this music go?
Shit, I don't even remember how the music goes. It's been that long since I heard it.
Because it's like it was around that time where his music is basically like that same production that Shane McMahon got, Stephanie McMahon got, these kind of gaudy rap songs.
Yeah.
It's just dope. I love Shane McMahon's song. The guy's rhyming and got flow like hell. So, okay, so you got Shane O'Mac.
Yep.
And I got Teddy Long.
Yep, Teddy Long.
The pre-show match, guess what that is?
No, I'm looking at the card. Freaking why is the US title always on the freaking pre-show? What's the deal with that?
I think it smells better down there. I think it has the right scent.
But it's a title. It's supposed to, but then again, it is of the lineage of WCW and Vince. I guess he's still shitting on WCW.
People thought that whole John Cena challenge was about the U.S. belt. I was like, you're an idiot.
It wasn't.
was never about that belt.
It wasn't.
Ever.
It was basically a big F you to the fans in a way.
It really was. It really was. So, the belt meant so much. It's like, nah, getting Cena over meant so much.
Exactly, and it did. For that short period of time, people was cheering freaking John Cena.
It was like 10 weeks, man. That shit was fun.
Even though he almost killed himself with that damn springboard stunner, but shit.
He almost killed me with the damn springboard stunner. I thought I was in a botchamania when he does that shit. I was like, my God, this guy. And I loved it. I look forward to it every time. Dude, he's such a contradiction. I love it. I made John Cena. I need to make a John Cena shirt.
I will not support that. I will not support that shit.
So, Ryback versus Kalisto, who abandoned his injury angle.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I'm going with the new Rey Mysterio. He keeps that belt because I don't see them doing nothing with Ryback. He's just there. He's the warlord. He's just there now.
And what a better thing to do to put the U.S. belt on his ass.
Ain't that cool?
You had two options. The motherfucker got two options. You either win the over the top battle royal, Andre the Giant over the top battle royal. We're gonna give you this U.S. belt. They're walking death certificates. You put that shit on Alberto Del Rio. He ended up on the goddamn League of Nations. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You put that shit on Kalisto. He just got treated like a straight geek. And they're treating Ryback like a geek. May as well polish that shit up. Give him the U.S. title and have him lose to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn. Have him lose Sami Zayn.
I say Paulo Cruz.
Paulo Cruz? Ugh. I'm not looking forward to that match. Worth a fuck.
Well, either way, it'll be a one-sided match because Apollo and Sammy, they crazy, spot monkeys, but and then Ryback just this big, big machine that'll hurt you at any moment. So either way, the match would suck. But either one of those guys, I wouldn't have a problem. If he won the U.S. title, if one of them got the belt, I wouldn't mind that.
Sammy, and then plus the color coordination goes along with his outfit.
Yeah, I wish they brought back the original U.S. title, but they won't do that. I think Sami Zayn is like the perfect U.S. champion, and he can go down to main event and just defend that motherfucker. Main event SmackDown?
Stop, man.
No, I'm being serious. No, because I always said like if like I say this is all under pretense. If the brand split happened, you would want like
Sammy's Raw. He would remain on Raw. I really think he would remain on Raw, simply for the fact that he's a redhead, and the red goes along with the red colors. He would be the U.S. champ, and he would come out early. He would be your work match of the evening.
Okay.
It sounds petty as fuck, but we are talking about Vince McMahon.
Because that's how he thinks. I mean, he did bring a guy in just for him to puke. So that's the type of shit Vince do.
Huh?
So you going with Ryback with this?
Mm-hmm. Feed me more. Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler.
Of course, Corbin's gonna win that.
Oh yeah. Why would you bring him up? Fuck Dolph Ziggler. He's a waste.
Exactly.
He's a waste.
Ziggler's a good hand to make Corbin look good.
He all he doing is flailing all over the place. Like, I see another Dolph Ziggler match. I swear to God, he needs to go. At one point, I was a big defender of him.
I was too.
But go back. You know what he ended up doing, right? Him and Nikki Bella used to date. You know that, right?
Yep.
There's a Total Divas episode where that motherfucker bucked up and tried to get her back.
Yeah, it's the last episode of season 4, which I gotta watch that. I gotta watch the last 2 episodes, but it's the last episode of season 4 when he does that.
What a dumbass. That's all it is.
Hey, do you blame him, really? I mean, I tried too, shit.
If she was dating Kane, if she was dating, I don't know, Big Show, if she was dating, if she was even dating, well, if she was dating Mark Henry, then he wouldn't be alive pulling some shit like that. If she was dating Damian Sandow, then yeah, go for it. All's fair, man, in love and war. But John Cena's girl? Are you insane?
Yeah, but she was Dolph girl before she was Cena's girl.
No, when Cena owns that shit, ain't no past. There's no nothing. It's almost like your car, like the what do you call it? The mileage just flips right back to zero.
Well, okay. Well, what if it was The Rock that was trying to do what Dolph did?
Oh, then Cena would be gone. Cena, it's almost like that episode with the kid from the Lakers who filmed Swaggy P. Swaggy P got to go. Like he wasn't even at fault, but he wasn't a first round pick. So
what's crazy about that situation is that Russell boy, he ended up looking. He the one that got shunned by the whole team.
Yeah, but he's still. Hey, what's the difference between him and the rest of that team? He's not disposable. That entire team is disposable. It started with the coach.
Yeah, they got rid of Byron Scott.
Yep, and they're going to clear out. They're going to clear out Swaggy P. They're going to clear out all those guys.
Kobe's gone, and now it's time to hit that reset button for real this time.
Come on down, Walton. You got a job in L.A. But that's what I'm saying. Russell they invested a lot of money in him. So take that scenario. What if it was The Rock? Or what if it's this person? Yeah, man. Cena. Okay, so Cena is bigger than Ziggler, and that Ziggler catches the shit. But if that was The Rock, dude, it's The Rock. Cena would have fired Cena. You know what? The Rock, they gave him a flamethrower, man. They gave him a fucking.
Yeah, I was like, what the? Like, you really gave it. Well, at least it was The Rock and it wasn't like Mick Foley or something.
It was like the most gaudy thing I've ever seen. The most gaudy thing I've ever fucking seen. Do you mean to tell me that somebody in the back was like, hey, man, let's like put a big sign up that says The Rock and have him come out with a flamethrower and set the motherfucker on fire? Like, what? What the hell was that? Who the hell said that was a brilliant idea?
Michael piece of shit Hayes.
You think?
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Hey, Vince, you know this is a great idea. Let's put a big sign up with The Rock on it. Rock comes out with a flamethrower. He lights that motherfucker up. It's gonna look great, I tell you.
I think it was more Kevin Dunn. And I don't believe that Michael Hayes would want to put a gun in anybody black's hand.
He's scared they're gonna come at him.
Yeah. Negro with a gun? You done lost your damn mind? I bet he was in the back sweating.
He probably looking for some paper towel or something in his fanny pack.
Yeah, man, that fucking ponytail was shriveling up, boy, by the second.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Oh Lord. Brother with a gun. Negro with a gun. Get that gun out that nigger's hands. So we got man, we got nothing to say about Baron Corbin. Fuck both of these guys. I like Baron, but like he's they say greener than goose shit. Yeah, goose shit looking at him like, damn, dog.
Yeah, and his hair is starting to run away from him too. So
just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
I'm gonna say Sami Zayn.
Yep, I see Sami Zayn. Any runouts? Any interference?
No, I think with the two of them, it should just be straight up. It shouldn't be because they history and everything. I think it should just be Zayn versus Owens, because that's what we've always gotten, type of deal. So it should just be Zayn versus Owens, no type of interference. Just let them two go in there and just do what they do, tear down the house, as far as the match go.
I feel like you don't watch the show. You don't watch this show.
Because we gonna get some run-ins in other matches, so I think this could be the only match besides that piece of shit Corbin versus Ziggler
This
match.
is Payback, man. This is Payback.
Paying back the fans.
Do not expect you remember that feeling of watching Roadblock, right?
Don't remind me about Roadblock.
You remember that feeling, right?
Yeah.
Payback. All right. We're not gonna. My prediction of Teddy Long showing up is as good as it gets. All right. So, I mean, if someone does run out, it's gonna be somebody from the League of Jobbers to start their feud with to start a feud with Kevin Owens. Because they're not gonna give Sami Zayn a clean win. They don't want him to win ever. So if he does win, he's gonna win because somebody doesn't like fucking Kevin Owens.
Zangief?
Huh?
Zangief, the leader of League of Nations, aka Sheamus.
Maybe Rusev, because Rusev still owes Kevin Owens.
Yeah, you do.
He owes him big time.
Yeah, you do.
So if I was to choose one of those guys to come out and interfere and sort of get in and fuck with Kevin Owens and turn Kevin Owens babyface, because it's time for him to turn babyface, and put him up against someone like Rusev. And Rusev, I think he holds his own, but that's my only crazy run out. But it has nothing to do more to me than not giving Sami Zayn a clean victory. He's a geek. They got to do something with him until Randy Orton and Seth Rollins come back.
Yeah, then see your ass down the road too.
And then Ryback is gonna walk up to him in the back. He's gonna be like, "I saw your match, kid, but do you got what it takes to take on the big guy?" And then boom,
man.
There you got your feud.
And then Sami Zayn become the U.S. champion. Oh,
yes. Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy versus the Vaudevillains.
All right. This is my bold prediction.
Uh-oh.
The Vaudevillains gonna win.
That's not bold. I got them winning.
No, well, it's bold in the sense of that, everybody wants Enzo and Cass to win because, everybody just loved them. Well, you can't have two tag teams facing off against each other for the tag team titles. So,
well, how about the tag team titles don't mean shit?
Let's
get some. How about this? Let's get some motherfuckers who their imaginary cereal is over more than themselves, and a bunch of guys that think they're from the goddamn 20s. Like, oh yeah, they're fighting for the tag team champ. You remember fucking Steiner Brothers, man? You remember real tag teams? Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, the Rockers, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, the British Bulldogs. You remember tag teams, man?
The Road Warriors.
They didn't have no, man. What they called the Pacific Connection.
Yeah,
they got more than these guys, and like you could take those guys serious. Yeah, man. I have the Vaudevillains going over so they could get shat on by the New Day. Just keep getting shat on by the New Day.
Because we got a little bit of that last night on Raw.
It's easy. They're easy targets.
Yeah. And then Enzo and Cass came out there and just added on to it as well.
What the fuck has Enzo and Cass won? The fans want them to win. Did they ever win in NXT? Nope. I don't see it changing here up in the mid card, up in the main what the hell are they? What do they call it?
The tag team division.
No, I'm just saying on the main roster. Main roster.
Main roster. Yeah.
And again, remember, there's this guy who's 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that. The plans are for him. You throw some tag team championships on him, then that means they got to stick around a little bit longer as a tag team. And you can't teach that.
That's true. Because I've been, a matter of fact, I've been saying that for the longest. Like, after watching him on Breaking Ground and everything, I was like, well, he reminds me of a bigger Edge. That's what he reminds me of.
And a smaller Tess.
Yeah. Because, matter of fact, what's crazy about it, freaking Psycho Sid tweeted out, Edge plus Tess equals Big Cass. He tweeted that out last night. I saw it. And I'm like, this son of a bitch.
It's like, E equals MC squared.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But he's right, though. I mean, he's Edge and he's Tess mixed together, and Vince is probably like, oh, I see money in this one.
Yeah, he's big, he's white, and he has a ponytail, and he's built like a god. Like, the guy is like, he's instant money. And unlike Braun Strowman, who looks like a fucking ogre, I'm just waiting for him to come out sometimes and be like, nerds.
He does. He look like the dude from Forbidden.
He looks like ogre. I just wait for him whenever they do the part with the Wyatt family and everyone gets to speak, and he comes last. I'm just sit back with nerds.
He looks like he should be on Game of Thrones. Really,
he'd be dead.
Yeah, he probably would be, but he looked like he should be in there with Jon Snow or something, not in the fucking snow. But oh man!
All right, so how about this? Natalya with Bret Hart, who doesn't want to be there, versus Charlotte with Ric Flair.
Oh, we already know Charlotte's winning that.
Okay, I see her retaining as well.
Yeah.
You got anything that you?
No.
I think, dude, 2 weeks ago when they were in LA, that match, the place became unglued for that match. Especially when she missed that moonsault and she got in the sharpshooter, the place went crazy. They both work really well together. I think Natty is she's a big fan of Charlotte's. She wants to put her over. I think it'll be another one. I think it'll be a really good match. I think it's going to be a really good match. And Natalya, the lovable loser, will get her heat. And it's going to only make Charlotte that much more despicable.
But I think also we're going to get more of this whole finally getting Ric Flair out of the picture.
You think?
Because, I mean, no, because, which is crazy enough. The whole Dr. Phil crap actually made sense with what he said. Why are you with he's holding you back? And they keep building off of that. I think this is going to continue that whole genesis of Charlotte going to start to slowly realize that she needs to get rid of the old horseman, put his ass in the glue factory.
But here's the thing. She is a big component of her dad being by her side. Like, she loves it. When they did the second presentation of the belt, she put her dad over. It's like, it's about the women, but not really. It's about my dad. It's going to take some heavy convincing to pry her away. He's been keeping the belt on her. Mm-hmm. Why would she turn on him? Like,
unless he almost costs her the belt. I can see that happen.
I feel like the storyline, they've convinced us more that her dad means more than the belt.
Well,
that's a slippery slope, man. That's a fucking slippery slope.
Yeah.
Because she wants to be so much. She wants to be so much like her dad that she wants to be the champion, and that's not a good look for that belt.
But I knew she was gonna win it when I first saw the design of it. I was like, she's the one that's gonna usher in this new women's title, because the big gold belt is synonymous with Rick, and this women's title is gonna be synonymous with Charlotte. But yeah, they are kind of making him be more important than the women's title.
Yep. And for her to even give him that big of a shout out during the presentation, that's why all the women walked out. No, the women. But my dad, I was like,
what
whoa.
the hell?
Yeah. So it's going to take some heavy convincing in storyline or some freak accident. Does Bret Hart throw a punch?
I don't really. I mean, how long ago did he have his surgery? It was
About 2 months ago.
Month?
Like
2 months ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really see him. I don't see him really getting involved.
But then he's punching with his fist, not with his bunghole.
Well, no, I mean, he kind of walks with a limp. Also, he had a stroke. But I'm like, I don't really, because especially with the fact that he really don't want to be there, so I don't really see him. I think he just gonna stand over in the corner like he did at NXT that time when they fought.
Which makes it that much more likely for him to throw a punch.
Yeah, and him and Rick has always had a up and down relationship over the years.
Oh yeah, he if he could get a nice, I don't want to say a potato in there, but if he could get at least a French fry, I think he'll be good with that. I think he'd be great with that. So you saying no? I'm saying he's gonna get a fry in there. I don't think. And did you see the bump he took for Becky Lynch? He could take a bump.
You mean that horrible when he rolled over her at WrestleMania?
It's still a bump.
Yes, a bump, but it was a terrible bump.
It was a bump. The old man can take a bump.
Yeah, he can still take. Well, you remember when Big Show came out and knocked his ass out? I mean, he wasn't gonna touch Hogan. He wasn't gonna touch Shawn.
Yeah.
So Rick was the one that was gonna take that. So yeah, he can still take one, but
he can take and Bret's a professional. I think he could take care of him. He just get a little French fry in there, drop him on his ass, and then make it look like Charlotte's gonna lose. But then the baby faces don't have the discipline to for the distractions to cause them to lose.
Yeah.
Heels don't though. Heels, they shape up and they come out. You get a sharpshooter. Rick catches a punch. And then Natalia's gonna walk, let go. It's gonna be something weird. I don't know, but definitely Charlotte and everything about her. But man, they're gonna have to come up with something real unique to pry those two away. I've been talking about her having to stand on her own for a while, but they really booked themselves into a corner with this one.
Yeah, and everybody wants to see Sasha.
Unless he turns on her.
Well, he is the dirtiest player in the game. So
even on his own daughter, huh?
It can happen.
We are talking wrestling. You don't rule shit out. The day that Scott Steiner turned on Rick, I was like, oh, I cried. That's like one of the most memorable moments of my childhood.
Well, don't forget when Vince basically damn near killed Stephanie in that street fight that they had.
Yeah, that was
he almost killed her. So
yeah, but you got to keep your kids in line though.
So this is Rick basically humbling Charlotte and says if he turns on her.
If she just all of a sudden starts getting mean, like cut him off, taking more of the Cesaro versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. All
right, I'm picking this one purely on the fact that I'm a fan of Cesaro, so I'm gonna say Cesaro, even though I know he's not gonna win.
The Miz. This is payback, man. Payback. Remember, okay? This is payback.
I know.
We got one belt changing. We got only one belt changing. And that's Kalisto and Ryback. And may as well jump into AJ Styles, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns retains.
Yeah.
You better not take that fucking belt off him. You know how many...
The man he's already a 3-time champion in a 5-month span.
Ain't that something?
So
This guy already has more title reigns How many did he's halfway to Austin? He's halfway.
Yeah.
In 5 months, he's halfway.
Well, Jericho too, because Jericho's a 6-time world champion.
And Austin's only 6-time.
Yeah. Shit. They making him Super Cena before he even gets to that maturation. But
do you even see a big swerve? You're betting on the swerve though here too. You're betting on.
No. I'm not putting Finn in that. I'm saying that Anderson and Gallows turns on AJ, and then maybe probably the next night on Raw or later on down the road we get Finn Balor is actually the one that's over them. I don't think Finn shows up at Payback though.
I don't think Dot. They're not gonna do that. They just got there. You got what Extreme Rules next, right?
I think so.
Is this Extreme Rules or Over the Limit?
Let's see. It is Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules is always the best pay-per-view of the year, to me. The last 2 years is the best. It's the best. Maybe they do something there, but like they still have a storyline to play out with the purpose. We got to know who Gallows is. We got to know who Anderson is before we send them down to superstars, of course. So weird.
Well, I think we know. Well, most of us know who Doc is. I mean, Carl Anderson, I think, is the one that really people need to get to know if they don't watch, New Japan. But as far as Doc, I mean, if you remember him from back in the day in WWE, or even if you watch TNA when he was part of Aces and Eights, you know who Doc is. So, but as far as right now, because some people didn't watch it, yeah, you kind of have to get to know them. So yeah, you're right. We probably have to, get to know them a little bit, and then maybe they have maybe my swerve thing happens a little bit down the road. So, I don't know.
Hey, no, you're saying that it's gonna happen early.
I mean, I that's why I want it to happen, but like I say, if it doesn't happen now, if it doesn't happen now, it probably will happen down the road. But I want it to happen right now because, especially with the fact they've been brought in as AJ Styles' boys and this, that, and the other, and then at Payback, they turn on and be like, well, wait a minute, what the hell? Well, we thought he was his boy. Well, what else is going on here?
Or if someone said, hey, it's a good idea to use at least some of this Bullet Club line, because you remember when they first got back up, right? And what was said between the two of them in the back when they finally got up, it's like, hey, man, it's good to see you. He's like, man, let's catch up and talk about that fuzzy moment since we last saw each other.
Yeah.
They brought that up with February 5th.
Yep.
And what does Omega say? Bullet Club for life, except AJ Styles.
Yep. Well, I said this last night. I was like, well, all bets are off until Omega shows up. Because it wouldn't surprise me if at some point he don't end up coming to WWE.
He's too weird.
He's too weird, but
he's not domesticated enough, man.
He kind of falls into that kind of loose cannon Brian Pillman type phase, but he's good in the ring too. So
they already got somebody. His name is Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, but they already trying to throw Dean down the road too. So I don't know. He's in a freaking feud with Chris Jericho.
Yeah, dude, as soon as I saw that happening, I was like, oh, okay, finally, Ambrose is going to win.
Well, I don't know, because you remember when it was Jericho versus Bray Wyatt, who won that?
Jericho versus Bray?
Yeah.
See, I don't even remember
it. Well, it wasn't Bray. Jericho actually won that match. that they had.
Well, Jericho's beating Neville. He's beating AJ Styles. He's beating he beat Sami Zayn pretty clean.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't know if I don't know if Dean is gonna win this.
Dean's going over. Dean's definitely going over. I mean, he's having his ass handed. He loses the Rumble, right? He loses to Triple H. He gets his ass handed to him by Brock Lesnar. You better throw this guy a bone at some point.
Well, we still waiting on Bray Wyatt to get a bone too. But
well, you know what? Not AJ Styles. Chris Jericho did lose to Fandango at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and where's Fandango now?
Oh, I'm just saying. It ain't like if Dean Ambrose beats, it's not like he need that win. You know, it's not like, oh yeah, he lost to Dean Ambrose. He lost to Fandango at WrestleMania. Okay, I think everyone would get over the fact that Ambrose beat Jericho. I just go, it's time. I mean, it's not that big of a win at this moment in time. If he would have faced him in 2005, then yeah, we'd be singing a different tune about how big of a deal to beat Jericho is. But, you know, Jericho's doing his best work right now. And I feel like I almost have this idea that they're going to turn Jericho face before he leaves.
Oh, God. So what, he going to start wearing shirts again?
Shirts and scarves. So he's going to put...
He gonna drop the scarf and just wear the shirts.
He's just wear the shirts. He's gonna wear the I hope that's the case. I think you know how like Big Show, you know when he's healed because he always wears the beanie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's heel Jericho because he went from the suit. Now he's just going to shirtless and a scarf. That's his heel shit.
Which I gotta bring this up because you know you've been listening to our show and you know I always kind of mess with Keda about Jericho. I always refer to him as the man who wears no shirt, and Keda just hates him right now. Just like, why is he always coming out here with the damn scarf and no shirt on? so it's like, I don't know why he came up with this whole gimmick of wearing no shirt.
Because it gets him over as a heel. I mean, like, you know how lame that looks? I love Jericho, but I hate him looking like that. So, you know, he's not selling any merchandise now. Whenever he turns heel, he never sells merchandise. You notice that?
No, I didn't notice that.
He never promotes. He never sells merchandise, and that's just part of the thing. It's just something as simple as coming out shirtless in a scarf for you to just look at him with disdain.
and a Bon Jovi haircut.
Yeah, you know, you look at Sheamus like you look stupid, right? They need to be selling that shit to Jericho. But Jericho is so great as a hated person right now. And he's dealing with like someone who doesn't even take him serious. It's like, is that Dean Ambrose or fucking John Cena?
He is, but what's crazy about it too, he managed to get his own home country to boo him.
Yeah.
And Roadblock, he got them to boo him.
And something as simple as him calling places dumps, like that's like the coolest thing to me. He called where were they? I think they were in was it London? Where were they before they went to London?
I know they was in California.
But it was somewhere in between where he called the place a dump.
Yeah, it was, but I can't remember what it was.
And I was like, yes, no one calls a place a dump anymore. And then he showed up this last Monday to Hartford, and he called the place a dump. So he's hitting on all cylinders. You remember when he was, I think when him and AJ Styles had a little moment, and they shot him, and all of a sudden he has one of the grips in his hands, like some random dude holding a wire. He like just grabs him. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
It was just this random moment where he's like, he's upset. He's throwing tape, throwing chairs and stuff. But then he grabs one of the camera guys.
Wait, this was on Raw?
Yeah.
Shit.
He grabs one of the line runners and he's like, just has him out. The fat guy. He's just like, the fat guy's like, what the fuck is this? And Jericho's just holding him. I'm surprised you've never seen that. This is some of his best work. You idiot. Everyone's an idiot, man.
You idiot. It's the way he say it, too. That's what really sells it. The way he says it. Because he says it with much disdain.
With conviction. And when he walked out, when when Roman Reigns was like, who's my next challenger? And then bring the wall. I was like, yes. You probably have a chance to get this motherfucker over now. Because Jericho's going to fucking do any and everything possible to have him hate him so much that you're going to actually feel bad for Roman Reigns. The next on the list that I say, hey, throw at The Miz. The Miz, I think, is the only other person that can get Roman Reigns over.
Yeah, him and his wife.
Yep. I say you have a crack at it with The Miz.
Yeah.
You don't turn him heel. I don't want him to turn heel. I just want him to go away.
I mean, Miz probably still upset about, that jaw jacking he took on one of the Miz TVs from Roman a while back.
I know, right? I remember that. He bullied him up for nothing. Miz did nothing to deserve that punch. Absolutely nothing.
But no, at that time, if you remember, it was the running joke of Miz just getting knocked out for no reason.
Yeah, but you're trying to promote this guy as a badass. At least give him a reason to punch him. He did nothing to deserve the punch. He did nothing. Just because he's the Miz and he's awesome? God, whatever.
And because he's wearing Grace Jones' headgear or whatever.
Tell the truth. Did you see that on SmackDown? You had to see that on SmackDown.
No, I did, but Keda was telling me about it, but I am going to go back and watch that.
That was so funny. That's so... He's like, I can handle the truth. And Maurice is like, no, Will Smith. He goes, tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Listen, since she's come back and been with him, she's made him better.
I don't know. I mean, the aesthetic is good, but I'd never like to hear her talk. She sounds like a French person that didn't speak in a French household. Her French sounding is so bad.
It's like she's hamming it up. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
What? I got a date for tacos. We gotta wrap this motherfucker up. Speaking of tacos, take it over here.
I do have another show to do in 30 minutes.
I know. Oh man, that's crazy. So you go greased up. You could go in you could come in there like Ultimate Warrior.
Well, actually, no. I'm running to the ring in this episode. By the time I get to that episode, I'll be blowed up.
You be blowed up.
So that's what's gonna happen there.
So yeah, for the people that are listening. Yeah, we're recording this Tuesday and put it up on Wednesday. So check out the Keda and Jay show. Give some plugs, dog. Tell the people what you're up to, what you got moving forward with the Keda and Jay show, the movies and all that stuff, your Twitter, Instagram, or fucking Snapchat. Have at it.
Well, you can follow the Keda and Jay show on Twitter. That's at Keda and Jay. That's KEDA, the letter NJAY show. That's where me and Keda basically kind of take turns and post a whole bunch of, either wrestling or movie related stuff. She's been posting a lot of hockey stuff on our Twitter page. So anything that you see of hockey, that's from Keda. That's not you can follow me on Twitter as well at the J Giles. That's TheJayGiles. Also, I have my separate show that I've broken away. We've done a brand split in a way where I do the movie talks by myself now. It's strictly Jay's movie talk, and I'm up to episode 23, which I'll be posting up probably by the weekend. That I'm going to be recording on Friday, where me and a guest we're going to be reviewing the movie True Romance. Kristen Slater, Rosanna Arquette,
Tarantino screenplay. Yes, Tarantino wrote it and directed by Tony Scott. I just finished a trilogy of movies directed by an old filmmaker named Sam Peckinpah, where episodes 20 through 22 were strictly his movies. Starting with 22 was the movie The Getaway. 21 was Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. And 22 that I just did is the movie called Killer Elite. So you can check those all out. We're also on
iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud, where you can hear all of our episodes that we cover pretty much, all wrestling stuff. And then, like I say, I'm getting more into the movie stuff like that. Also, we are on Facebook as well. We have a group, the Keda and Jay Show group page that we have on there, which we just started up not too long ago. We're still trying to, get that up and going as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I say that's where you can pretty much, find us at. Also, almost forgot to Instagram as well. We have the Instagram page also that we're, trying to get up as well, because we're trying to, get more social media, savvy and get, and get our stuff out there. So yeah, we're just trying to build up the show, because, matter of fact, September of this year will be 1 year that we've been doing the Keda and Jay Show. Yeah, we started in September of last year. So
we should. I wish I would have got more into how the two of y'all. That'll be the next time we get up. Next time we talk. Because we jump right into the wrestling, really, and some of your background, but not to the initial. Well, because I remember when Keda got in touch with me about like wanting to start a podcast. She was listening to my podcast, and we went back and forth. Her asking me questions of how to get things started. I mean, where she started, ground zero, to where you guys are now, I would have never thought that you guys would be so far ahead of the game. Like, the total views and the total listens, and I go, well, did y'all abandon your YouTube page?
Yeah, we did.
Bad idea. I think it's a time consuming thing though. That's the thing. I'm completely invested in the idea of YouTube being like as much of a vehicle as iTunes, but it's a different mechanism. And it's way more time consuming. But I don't give up on the YouTube. Don't give up on the YouTube.
It could be a lot because of me, in a sense, because like years ago, before I, even thought about doing like podcasts, I used to do movie reviews on YouTube. But then when Google, jumped in and all that type of stuff, they kind of screwed everything up, and the movie community on there kind of went to hell in a handbasket. So I just kind of abandoned it in a sense. So I think it's probably more me, but I don't know. Maybe sometime in the future we might come back to YouTube.
All right. All right. I'll be waiting.
But yeah, I mean, because you're right. I mean, it is a good avenue to use. It always has been. Even when I was doing my movie reviews on there, it was a good avenue because I met a lot of people through there. Some of them I'm still in contact with now, as far as movies and stuff like that, and that's on Twitter and Facebook. I'm still, friends with those people. But yeah, see, now you got me thinking about it. So I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, consider it. I'm getting more over on YouTube. Humble beginnings, but I feel like in the end, like I have a reaction to Nakamura, his, not the match, but his debut, him entering the ring for Takeover Dallas. Mm-hmm. Just the intro. It's just my face and me reacting to it. It's up to like 8,000 views right now.
Damn.
And I think some of that is trickling over to checking out other reactions I do and the podcast and what have you, and maybe the one they're listening to right now. So I'm gonna get my plugs in on the post edit of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and thank you for doing this, and this will not be the last. I feel honored to be in your, to have you. We're gonna be floating around the digital universe, man, for people to listen to, and I'm very honored to have you on the other end. You're like one of, I think, I had the Sleg Daddy. I don't know if you've listened to Sleg Daddy before.
No, I haven't.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. But I had him on before. I've had Keda. A short list, but like quality, man. Quality list. And this being my first solo gig right now, like Peter Talks Wrasslin, I'm glad to been able to have you to share it with. Right?
Well, I appreciate you for letting me be your tag team partner for this episode.
Yeah, because Ted Turner doesn't normally tag with nobody, baby.
Well, except for Jane, but
I know, right? Jane Fonda.
But yeah, I mean, down the road, and maybe, I don't know, I probably, have you tag with me on a future episode of Movie Talk at some point. So
I ain't no movie nerd though.
You don't have to be. We can figure something out. Like I said, we'll figure, but that'll be down the road. because I kind of have the next month kind of already
Okay.
planned. So like I said, it'll be something down the road, and I hit you up and like, yeah, Peter, just jump on this episode with me.
I'm glad you're doing True Romance. I think it's one of my favorite. There's one scene is one of my favorite scenes of all time in that movie, where was it when Homeboy calls him an eggplant? Who's that? Christopher Walken.
Yeah, Christopher Walken, Dennis Hopper. That scene.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest.
Like 9 minutes long.
Yeah, that's Quentin Tarantino's. That's essential Quentin Tarantino. Like that moment, he gives him the history of his background. He calls him an eggplant. Motherfucker's like, I ain't killed someone in 25 years.
It says 84.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Matter of fact, I do want to get your well, since you say you're not a movie guy, but because I put up a question on our Twitter page about what's considered like the best overall movie cast and everything. So I don't know if you find that on Twitter or whatnot. I'd like to get your like a movie that you think has a great cast, because I think True Romance is probably the best assembled cast of actors in any movie. So,
okay.
I mean, you got Christopher Walken, Dennis Hopper, Brad Pitt, James Gandolfini, Samuel L. Jackson, Gary Oldman, just to name the big name stars. But
did it introduce a new star?
Well, Brad Pitt at that time.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's 93. So Brad Pitt wasn't Brad Pitt at that time.
But Brad Pitt was like, he didn't have a part. He was the honey guy, the honey bear guy.
No, he was the weed head on the couch.
Yeah, the honey bear.
Yeah, he just on the couch, and like I say, he's there, but he still has a lasting impression in that movie
because of the honey bear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, do you want me to say it now?
No. Like I say, you can because you can post it on the.
I would say I love the Color Purple cast, man.
Okay, let's see. You got Whoopi, Danny,
Oprah,
Adolph Caesar. What's the who else is in? Yeah. Oh well, Lawrence Fishburne is.
Lawrence Fishburne, yeah, it killed.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to write that down too. Because I will be reading all the replies that we get for that on that episode.
Kills it. I mean, you look at The Departed, but that movie stunk.
Well, you should check out the original Internal Affairs, the Japanese version. You should check that one out.
But yeah, all right. This ain't the.
This ain't movie talk.
All right, dog.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for letting me be a part of the Peter Talks Wrestling.
All right, we out. And we're back. And I'm back. Thank you so much for listening to episode 1 of Peter Talks Wrasslin with my special guest, Giles of the Keda and Jay show. And also, I think, Jay's movie talk and what have you. So, yeah, some bold predictions. Again, it was really fun to record with him. And it won't be the last time I will have him on the show for audio feed. So, yes. So, if you're at this point or you got to the end of the audio stream, make sure you hit the subscription button, subscribe or follow or add to your playlist. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscription box. Give us a thumbs up or a star or what have you. I am also on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and SoundCloud. So any of those, just add me on there. Again, leave a thumbs up, a heart, or what have you. You can even do a thumbs down. I don't know. Leave a comment, and you can also share. Sharing is like the best thing you can do. You can find me on the Twitters under PJTW Central. You can also find me under L in Japanese, which is LINJAPANESC, and that is my Snapchat. That is my SoundCloud. The SoundCloud. That's my Instagram. That's my it's everything, honestly, under this fucking sun. So do that. And again, if you're interested in your state or your country with wrestling inside, be sure to hit the Etsy hit the Etsy link below, and then when you go there, read the description box. All the information is there. Is there anything else I'd like to say? Oh, yes. Be sure to tune in this Saturday. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it up Saturday, if not Saturday or Sunday, for Peter Talks SmackDown. It's the go-home show for SmackDown. I'm curious if they're going to add any more, because what you just heard was our predictions for the card so far. So maybe they'll add a match. Maybe they add a stipulation in tonight's SmackDown. So by that time, I will have tweaked my predictions by the time you get to Peter's Talk SmackDown, which I think is episode 59. I think it's episode 59. So until then, thank you so much for checking out this first Peter Talks Wrasslin. Again, I got a whole bunch of videos to watch, reviews, Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, reactions. Be sure to check that shit out, man. And we're in for a ride. We'll see what happens from here. So watch out for those foreign objects. Peace.